I stood frozen, my heart pounding, as my daughter Lily burst through the front door, her face streaked with tears, clutching her torn shirt. The red welt on her arm was unmistakable. "Mom, she hit me!" Lily sobbed, collapsing into my arms. I barely registered the plates slipping from my hands, shattering on the floor. This quiet suburb of Oak Ridge Meadows, our home for 3 years, had just become a battlefield. How could I have known that standing up to Mrs. Margaret Holt, the HOA president, would unravel a conspiracy even my husband's role as police chief couldn't shield us from? It started on a sunny afternoon. Lily, my 14-year-old honor student, ran into the house, her favorite "Equality for All" t-shirt ripped. "Mrs. Holt stopped me at the park," she stammered. "She said my shirt was against the rules and grabbed me when I tried to walk away. Then she hit me with her clipboard." My blood boiled. That shirt, a gift from her uncle, a civil rights lawyer, was Lily's pride. Mrs. Holt had taken photos, claiming Lily was spreading propaganda in the park, and promised a formal warning. I called my husband, David, immediately. "She did what?" His voice thundered through the phone. "I'm coming home." That night, we sat with Lily, her dinner untouched, as she recounted how Mrs. Holt and 2 HOA board members lectured her about community values. A neighbor, Mr. Thompson, saw it but stayed silent. By morning, an official HOA notice was in our mailbox. "Violation: disruptive messaging in common areas. First warning. Fines of $250 for further violations." Mrs. Holt's signature was scrawled boldly at the bottom. "This isn't in the bylaws," David growled, scanning the document. "They're making it up." I scoured the HOA rules. Nothing about clothing or expression. Something was wrong. The neighborhood turned cold. Neighbors who once waved avoided my gaze. Our mailbox was egged, the yolk dripping onto our roses. Then, a note appeared under our doormat. "Control your kid, or we will. Oak Ridge has standards." My stomach churned. Who were these people? David's face darkened. "They're connected. Mrs. Holt's cousin works for the mayor. I got a call today advising me to keep the peace." We kept Lily home from the park, but the harassment didn't stop. 5 days later, a neon green flyer announced an emergency HOA meeting, attendance mandatory. David was conveniently called to a last-minute work meeting. I walked into the community center alone, 80 of Oak Ridge's 90 households staring as I took a seat. Mrs. Holt, in a crisp navy suit, opened with a venomous smile. "Some residents threaten our harmony," she said, her eyes locking on mine. "We must protect Oak Ridge from division." She proposed a new bylaw banning controversial messaging in common areas, vague enough to target anything. Whispers of agreement filled the room. I couldn't stay silent. "Are you talking about my daughter's t-shirt?" I stood, my voice shaking but firm. "The one she wore when you assaulted her?" "That's not division, that's a crime." Gasps echoed. Mrs. Holt's smile tightened. "Your daughter's propaganda is tearing us apart, Mrs. Carter. And your husband's threats to use his badge are unacceptable." "What threats?" I shot back. "He asked for the rule you're enforcing, one that doesn't exist." A neighbor, Mr. Evans, shouted, "My kids shouldn't see protest slogans at the park." Others chimed in, their voices a chorus of betrayal from people who'd once brought us welcome pies. The bylaw passed 62-5. Mrs. Holt announced a 3-strike policy. We already had 2 strikes for Lily's shirt and a fabricated noise complaint from her study group. "One more and you're out," she said coldly. As I left, she grabbed my arm, her nails biting into my skin. 2 weeks to comply, or even your husband's badge won't save you. Find a neighborhood that fits your kind." That night, our lawn was trashed, and "Leave" was spray-painted on our garage. David's call went to voicemail. He was in a meeting with Internal Affairs over an anonymous ethics complaint claiming he'd misused police resources. I sat in our darkened car, rain blurring the vandalism, wondering how far they'd go. The next morning, I found Mrs. Holt's clipboard on our porch with a photo of Lily at school, circled in red, labeled, "Final warning." My hands shook. Nobody threatens my child. I printed every HOA rule, highlighting their lies. David called his friend, Sarah Mitchell, a top civil rights attorney. "This is stalking," Sarah said, reviewing the photo. "We'll bury them." Emboldened, I ordered matching equality for all shirts for our family, even one for our dog, Max. We marched through the park, cameras flashing as Mrs. Holt and her cronies followed, scribbling notes. I snapped photos of them, evidence. When we returned, our front door lock was changed. The locksmith refused service, citing HOA orders. Our water was cut off, then our internet and power flickered. "Emergency maintenance," a notice read, "until standards are met." David's boss summoned him, another complaint about abusing power. We barely slept, haunted by strange cars circling our house, their headlights lingering. The next day, as I unloaded groceries, 6 cars boxed me in. Mrs. Holt strode forward, her heels clicking. "You're done, Mrs. Carter. The board voted. You have 72 hours to leave." She tossed an envelope at my feet. "It's legal." "Your husband's fighting for his job now. What a waste of a 20-year career." My voice wavered but held. "This is our home. We have rights." She laughed. "Rights? We make the rules." Neighbors watched from windows, silent, some filming. I was alone. At 6 a.m. on eviction day, pounding on our door woke me. I braced for movers, but David grinned. "Look outside." News vans lined our lawn, reporters setting up cameras. Sarah texted, "Check your email. Stay quiet." Her email contained a video, Mrs. Holt, recorded secretly during our driveway standoff. "We'll push them out like the Lopezes and that Asian couple," she sneered. "Property values tank with their kind. Then my nephew's firm buys cheap." David had recorded it, police instincts kicking in. Our doorbell footage, showing HOA members vandalizing our home, was already viral. Sarah arrived with legal documents. "We've got them," she said. "Emergency injunctions filed. The judge is livid." David's phone rang, the mayor, promising a full investigation. His job was safe, his boss, implicated in ignoring HOA complaints, was suspended. Outside, dozens gathered wearing "Equality for all" shirts, holding signs. "HOAs can't silence rights." A black SUV screeched up. Mrs. Holt stormed out, waving papers. "You can't stop us!" she screamed, then froze, spotting the cameras. David, in full uniform, stepped forward. "Margaret Holt, you're under investigation for assault, conspiracy, fraud, and housing discrimination." Her face paled as reporters swarmed, shouting questions about her cousin's role in shell companies buying foreclosed homes. By noon, utilities were restored. 3 families shared their own HOA horror stories. That evening, neighbors knocked, shamefaced, with food and apologies. "They threatened my house," Mr. Larson admitted. "I was scared." Mrs. Kim revealed Mr. That S. Holt's firm bought 5 homes after families were ousted. The next day, Lily showed me her tablet. "Oakridge scandal. HOA faces criminal charges." Mrs. Holt and her board were exposed for driving out undesirable families to profit from resales. Sarah called. The judge froze all HOA actions, and displaced families might reclaim their homes. At breakfast, Lily traced her shirt. "Why did she hate us, Mom?" "Just a shirt?" I hugged her. "It wasn't the shirt, honey. Some people fear change. But we showed them truth wins." On TV, Mrs. Holt was led away in handcuffs, evidence of fraud and blackmail sealing her fate. David squeezed my hand. "Oakridge needs a new HOA, people like you." I smiled, ready to rebuild. "This fight wasn't just ours, it's a warning. HOAs can't trample rights, but how many still do? Share your thoughts below. Have you faced a power-hungry HOA? Was our defiance, wearing those shirts, bold or reckless? Let's debate. When is standing up worth the risk? Like, subscribe, and comment to keep this story trending. Your voice matters.